The fourth meeting of the Committee of Directors General of National Agricultural Research Institutions in Eastern and Central Africa and CGIAR converged at Imperial Resort Hotel in Entebbe to forge ways of advancing technological practices that help farmers to become more productive.
Came here to sort out some problems between ASARECA and this coming one CD. The problem was that ASARECA was formed by different countries. Of course, within the country, there was already a agricultural research work. But when we come to combine at least 2 or 3 countries for them to work together, so we need a sub-regional organization, which is ASARECA.
The Association for Strengthening Agricultural Research in Eastern and Central Africa, ASARECA, and CGIAR collaboration is to foster significant, inclusive and sustainable agricultural transformation and development in Eastern and Central African region. ASARECA is given the mandate by the 14 countries in Eastern and Central African region to represent them and collaborate with one CGIAR to improve and enhance agricultural productivity and resilience in the region, as the Executive Director ASARECA, Dr. Enoch Warinda, explains.
We are seeing 2 giants, ASARECA, and we are seeing another giant, the one CG. The question is, all these 2 giants are to work with the countries. And how do they work with the countries? They work through what we call the National Agricultural Research and Extension System, what we call the NARES. These National Agricultural Research and Extension Systems are in all the 54 African countries, but in ASARECA we are 14 of us, and all of these 14, they are headed by what we call the Directors General. These are very senior government officials. So we decided to bring them into this meeting together with the one CGIAR. Why did ASARECA bring them together? Because ASARECA is given the mandate by these countries. The countries have given us the mandate to represent them at this kind of international meeting, which involves more than one country. So we wanted to bring them together on a single table where we discuss, one CG, you want to go to the country. What are you going to do in the country? If you are going to the country, can ASARECA also be in the country? Because we have been working with them in the country. So we have come in this meeting. We have discussed on modalities, methods on how we can collaborate. One major take home from this meeting is that we could not really exhaust the working modalities, but have agreed in principle that we share the same mission, we share the same vision, and we are going to work together in coming up with a joint declaration. So in 1 month's time from today, we are going to come up with a joint declaration signed by all the 14 countries. These 14 ASARECA countries are going to sign this joint declaration saying that we are ready to work with the 1CG on clear terms. 1, 2, and 3. The 1CG will also come up with their declaration. Then we will now merge these 2 declarations and see what is the modus operandi, what are the roles and the responsibilities, how can we work together. So in brief, that is the essence of us working together. Allow me also to say, in the past, we, as ASARECA, we worked with the CG, not one CG. We worked with this consultative group of international agricultural research at different levels. But now, because they are coming together, there is also a need for us also to come together so that we join our forces and reach more people. Our focus is the countries, the Directors General who are here with us. And we are going to meet with them again in 1 month's time to sign that declaration that I've just mentioned.
In our minds, some of the cloud disappeared because we have set a program that there will be a collaboration between one CD and ASARECA. So there's no fight between the two structures, but there will be collaboration, and now we need to have a roadmap. In which fields are we going to collaborate, and in which way we are supposed to collaborate?
Agricultural researchers from Eastern and Central African region observed that new farming practices help farmers improve yields, soil quality, food and nutrition security. Agricultural research and innovation have a major contribution in ensuring food security, addressing environmental sustainability, and boosting agricultural growth of rural communities.
Now, if you look at the region as a whole, there are so many issues affecting the region, especially in agricultural research. There are issues to do with the varieties, for example. Farmers need improved varieties in different crops. When you talk of rice, for example, you talk of cassava, sweet potato, round potato, maize, and other crops. Farmers need improved varieties. So these are the issues basically ASARECA trying to address across countries, not just as an individual country. There are also some issues about inputs. So when we talk of inputs here, we talk of fertilizer, for example. We talk of fertilizer, we talk of varieties. We also talk of agricultural chemicals. That's including herbicide, for example, herbicide, fungicide, and so on. These are issues actually we want to address together.
The diseases that have been lowering our kind of production, they have been very instrumental. Look at rice. Africa rice today, at one point or another, Uganda was producing just about 150,000 metric tons of rice. And we are saying to be self-sufficient rice production, we need about 300,000 metric tons. But today, if you believe in science and technology, all these issues are surmountable. But positioning the farmers to have access to some of these inputs is quite critical.
The Association for Strengthening Agricultural Research in Eastern and Central Africa, ASARECA, is strengthening demand-driven research and adoption to modern technologies.
Sometimes the farmers get some fake inputs. It can be fake herbicides, sometimes fake fertilizers, some fake varieties, and so on. We try to address it together so that in the end, farmers have to get a benefit on the research which is actually undertaken by ASARECA. That's why our aim is to ensure that we increase the productivity and the competitiveness of agricultural sector.
Today, we boast of a number of improved crop varieties. We boast in terms of animal breeds. We boast in terms of those technologies that can reduce drudgery in agriculture, but it's because of this collaboration. We do realize that our national governments, on their own accord, can't actually give us all that money. For instance, just to come with one crop variety, it takes ages. But when you go into collaboration, you shorten the time. And there's nothing like, mostly like reinventing the wheel.